Yeah, I have a giant seltzer water here. I know, I hate
I'm not a
it.
fan of the seltzer stuff.
I am not either, but I got a Soda Stream and it's changed my life.
Oh yeah?
I just drink plain seltzer water. It's yeah, it grew
Just
on me.
okay.
Yeah.
So you don't like your water flat, you like it bubbly.
Yeah, which I don't like bubbly drinks. So it's weird that I enjoy this, but I don't drink soda or anything too much anymore. So it's a nice replacement.
I can't
You
remember
know,
the last time I had a pop.
I'm sorry,
Soda. Soda.
I can't ever remember who I talk to. In
Which one?
Pittsburgh, I got to say soda. In Boston, I have to say pop.
No,
And
it's the other way around, isn't it?
I don't know. My next sentence was, and I don't know which one's which. So I'm always wrong.
I don't know.
I never know who says what, and I know
Uh,
that I'm from two competing areas, right? So Pittsburgh and Boston, they're different, but I don't know who's right, and I always guess, and I'm always wrong. I've never once said that term without being judged by a group of people that I'm with. I've
oh
never
my
once
gosh.
said it.
This is great.
Yeah,
Oh man. I'm never right.
never.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Bright Connections. I'm your host, BK. Joining me this week, my good friend, Angela. Angela, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
Doing awesome, doing awesome. So Angela and I, we knew each other from, we worked together. It's been actually a couple of years though that we haven't been together working, but definitely still remain friends. When Angela and I were working together, we were I don't want to say troublesome, but we had some good times during work.
Yeah, good times, and you could call us troublesome. I got my desk moved at a job, which I didn't think would happen after I left middle school, but
I
that
think
happened.
yeah, and I mean we still did our work. We just would always, I mean, we're friendly with each other. We would just talk about life and just
Yeah,
we're just having conversation.
multitask.
Yeah, we're just having conversations, and I guess somebody didn't appreciate that we were enjoying ourselves while
Yeah,
working, but
we made work bearable for
we
each other, and that
ex-
was a problem.
exactly. No,
Yeah,
but
we were very productive people at work, and
we were.
just our chit chat was too much.
Yeah,
So
no, but again, we made each other's lives manageable while we were at work, and it was always a good time with Angela. But so Angela now, she's been studying to be a lawyer, so we got smarty pants over here.
yeah.
So you've been up in Boston, but with everything going on, you're remote now, right?
Yeah. So I am in my second year. So all of last year, school year, I was in Boston, moved there for school. I loved it. And, at the end of the year, tail end of my first year of school, I had to leave for COVID. And this fall semester that passed and this spring semester that we're currently in, I am all remote. I'm working remote, and it's been a great experience. I don't love remote school. I feel bad for our younger peers that may be dealing with this.
Yeah.
But it's been a good experience. I can kind of manage my time a little bit better without commuting or dealing with in-person obligations. But you miss that camaraderie of school, which
Yeah.
is always everyone's favorite part of even high school, college, and the same is true for any graduate program.
Yeah, just having your buddies around
Yeah,
to do stuff with, and I mean that's just everybody right now though. I think just it's tough. It's tough, but we're managing. I think we're starting to get used to it. You're finding other ways. Yeah. Sadly, I wonder what it's like when we finally get out of this, and we're just gonna be like, how do I talk to people again? But
yeah, I agree. I think it is hard to talk to people face to face anymore because we've gotten comfortable with this Zoom setting. But yeah, in person, I feel that I'm more awkward than I used to be. Um, so that's not good.
That's
And
so that's
that's
not
not
good.
good. That's a negative of this whole experience. Um, yeah, so and I find myself even when I go out for necessities, right? Your groceries, your pharmacy, whatever you have to do, I find myself like yearning for like a longer conversation with the checkout person,
Yeah,
even though they don't want to talk to me.
not at all. You're
I,
like, hey,
not at all.
how's your life going? How you doing? You
You
got
guys
any?
been busy today? Yeah, I aged 60 years in this quarantine. So now I'm the old lady that doesn't get out of her house and needs that connection. So yeah, I just bother them now for my human
You
connection.
never know though. Sometimes those people, that helps them. That helps them get them through their day with just having somebody that wants to talk to them instead of just being, hey, thanks for ringing up my groceries. Bye. You know.
Yeah, just throwing cash at them or whatever and
Yeah,
leaving. Yeah.
maybe some people do like that interaction and just, talking with somebody for a minute or two and just being able to vent or just, just have a conversation. You never
Yeah.
know. You never know.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's not such a bad thing that you got out of quarantine, being
Right.
able to yearn for a conversation maybe is will end up being a good thing once we finally do, get back to normal. We're seeing people face to face. You might be able to connect with them a little bit more
Yeah.
and have lengthier conversation other than just, hey, bye,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we took other people, strangers, for granted prior to COVID. I know I did. I mean, I was never like rude or mean. I'm always pleasant to people working. I've been in that situation, but it was always just like that obstacle, right? I have to talk to this person now. And like, ew, like I can't like to think about that now, even a year removed, um, is kind of sad because now it is one of the best parts of my week where I get to see, strangers. And I definitely took that for granted pre-COVID time. So
you get to see your buddy from the grocery store.
yeah. And it is the same person all the time.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. But so even though you haven't been in Boston, when you were, what's it been like up there in the Northeast?
Yeah. So
In Boston.
it's interesting. So I'll end with the weather because that's where our transition will go, I'm sure. But we first of all, I talk funny, right? So from Pittsburgh, I sound weird to them, even
Oh
though,
yeah.
which is comical because they all sound hilarious sometimes.
To pretty much everyone else in the country.
Yes. So
then again, Pittsburgh East sounds different.
Yeah, they're like, what's that going on? Where are you from? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, where are you from? Like, you were born in the Red Sox stadium. What is what it sounds like. So yeah, it's great. Honestly, I've never been a big city person. Even Pittsburgh is like, I could take it or leave it for downtown life.
Yeah.
But Boston's really fun in that there's a lot of history there, so that makes it more enjoyable to just walk around. There's statues, there's plaques, everything crazy happened everywhere.
Okay.
So that's always fun. You walk past something on the side of the road and you're like, oh, what's this like random cemetery? And you're like, oh, these people were buried here in 1700s. Like that's crazy. So it's wild because I feel like every day I learn something new about history that high school failed to teach me. So
Yeah.
that's fun. And maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. But it could be either.
Could be.
So history was never my strong point. But yeah, so that's great. Met a lot of great people. Everyone's pretty nice. It's in a big city life. There are a lot of, problems in the city, but there's a lot of initiatives in the city. So with that, a big thing that we see where my school is located, like downtown, is tons of homelessness. And it's really sad because, you're walking to school as a broke, like I have no cash in my wallet, right? But you're like, I have these amazing opportunities. I'm going to this fairly expensive secondary education building, right? So like I have all these opportunities and you look it up and there's tons of initiatives to help these people, which is great. You walk out on a cold day and you see people handing out blankets. So it's it's sad, but it's also really uplifting in the same day even.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've really enjoyed Boston. Everyone would freak out for like 3 inches of snow and be like, oh, you're not used to this, are you? We got that lake effect. I was like,
I am
it's an
definitely
ocean.
used to
It's an
this.
ocean effect, I think, technically, right? Because there's like that's an ocean.
Yeah.
But and they would be like, oh, you don't get that in Pittsburgh. I was like, it snows in other parts of the country.
You're not
Pittsburgh being one of them.
you up here, not the only one with snow.
Yeah, Boston, you don't have a claim on snow,
Yeah.
unfortunately. So yeah, but the only thing that was crazy was wind advisories. We would get like 40 to 50 mile an hour winds on like a random day, and it would stop no one's like day. Like the trains would still be running, stores would be open, and there'd be like
Wow.
40-mile-an-hour winds off the water. And I'd be like sitting there with like my hood like pulled as tight as I could. Yeah, like what's going on? Everyone's just standing there dealing with it. And I'm like, my face is chapped. I'm like, what's happening here? So it was a bit of an adjustment. But yeah, I loved it. Tried tons of new restaurants, which I love. So yeah, it was a good experience. I can't wait to get back and see some people and
Yeah.
explore the city some more.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's fine. That's always funny when I hate the cold, and anytime you step outside and the air just hurts your face, it's just like, why?
Why are
am I
we here?
Why are we here?
Why?
Why? But that's good. That's funny that Boston thinks they have a claim to snow.
They do.
That's
All of New England think they own like cold weather.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after this last week, we've seen that pretty much the whole country.
Yeah.
So there was a day this last week I remember seeing the radar or whatever, the weather, that every single state had snow on that day except for Florida. There was one state that somehow happened to not have it, but every single state was getting snow one day this past week, and it's just like, what? Even these lower states, southern states that just probably don't ever really get snow, or if anything, just a little bit trickling through the air or whatever.
Yeah.
Everyone was getting snow one day, and I think a lot of states might not have been so prepared for it.
That's one of the things I was going to say, but even like a dusting is different than what I think they got. So, you've heard stories. I had family that lived for a few years in Texas. Luckily, they've since moved, but they would get like a light dusting, right? Like not even measurable amounts of snow. And they would be like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And like everyone would joke and say like there's a 2-hour delay for like this dusting of snow.
Yeah.
And it was so fun and exciting for them. And just to see in this last week or so now that the memory of snow for them was always such like an exciting and different thing, and now it's just like tainted with this horrific event.
They're just terrified of the snow now.
And it used to be such a fun thing. Like people would travel north for the snow, or they would get that one like little like couple flurries here, and the kids would all play in it. And like it's sad because like I like the snow, I like cold weather, and I haven't, even if we've lived through something like this, we've been more prepared just because of where we're from.
Right.
So it's sad to see their perspective of winter and snow be like ruined by this horrific event, but I don't blame them. I would be scarred too from this.
Yeah. So basically, I think Texas was really the state that got hit the worst this last week. They were, millions of people were without power for a number of days. Some some just a couple of days, some a week. And that actually will tie into one of my bright stories later, but it was crazy to hear some of the stories and some of the stuff going on. And unfortunately, there's some people that just didn't know how to handle it and were trying to do whatever they could to stay warm, and it just wasn't working. But it just, I don't know, it's crazy. And it's crazy that I have also, to bring it back around, you hear some stories of people still doing stuff for each other. And so if you happen to be one that did have power, I heard stories of people just bringing in other people and just saying, come on in, make sure you're warm, get in, we'll feed you, we'll bring you warm, keep
Yep.
you warm, and just it's crazy, but there's always people that come through and shine some light and just are always there for other people, and it's always good to see that stuff shining its light through when something bad happens. So
Yeah, I agree. And I saw, just to echo that, the community feeling down there. Two stories that were really kind of uplifting, is I think her name was Chelsea Timmons, maybe, was a delivery driver, and she got caught in the storm, and she was delivering, and I don't know if the house was where she was going to end up. I don't know if this is who ordered food or whatnot, but she ended up staying for like almost a week
oh
with this
wow.
random couple
Huh.
that took her in, like you said, and was just like, get in here. And they've been doing interviews and whatnot. I think they have power now.
Wow.
Like you said, some areas worse than other, with that duration of no power, but they took her in. She's been staying in their guest house.
Wow.
And on one of the clips from the interview, she was talking about how like she's so sad to leave their pets. Like
Yeah.
they've bonded so much with these pets, and like
Yeah.
obviously she's incredibly grateful to the couple that took her in, as any of us would be. But it was just such an uplifting and happy story, and that was like kind of, I think that peeked through,
Right.
with all the bad news. Um, but yeah, because you hear, on the front, I guess when it first happened, right? We all saw like, oh, it's snowing in Texas, kind of whatever. But then as it went on, like 12 hours, it was top of the news story. 2 days, it was top of the news story. You're like, what
Yeah.
is going on? And
Right.
so like you look more and more into it. And of course, all the headlines are terrifying, like people dying, people freezing to death, like all this terrible stuff. But now we're seeing like all of these great stories come out of like the one story. There was a grocery store that had lost power, so the owners didn't go in, and they come back to like their mail slot, like, oh, they opened their door and there was just tons of cash shoved in there because people took all of their outside stuff. They had like water that was out there, so they like prepaid, like shoved a five
Wow.
in there and took a case of water. And they opened the door and they were like, I thought they just took the water, which is fine because people need it,
Right.
but all these people paid.
Wow.
And so, they didn't want to screw over their neighbors just because they needed water. So I think those types of stories that are coming out now are,
What
well
also
needed.
need, yes,
Yeah.
we also need to hear, in addition to everything that we heard initially, like you said, initially all the bad, but there's stuff there's unfortunately it happens to be that sometimes something not so great has to happen for something great to come out of it. And, that's just kind of the way it works. But like I said, at the beginning, there's always somebody that's going to step up and be there for somebody else. And that's what I love sharing. I really do. I love sharing that kind of stuff and making sure that people know that there's still, people out there doing amazing things every day. And, that we can continue to do that and pass it along to other people as well. So,
Yeah. No, I
awesome.
agree. There's always like that yin yang balance. And I feel too much recently we focus on the bad. And I think pulling those good stories that always come is, part of our responsibility as people. Like
Yeah.
we can't just see the bad in every situation. We can look at the bad. We also have to appreciate the good. Like
Right.
if we're always looking at the bad, like that's just
You can,
horrible.
yeah, you'd be naive to think that nothing bad ever happens. You can be
Yeah.
aware of it and, acknowledge it. But at the same time, you got to still, like you said, you got to balance it. You got to still be able to recognize that there's still so much good as well. So awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with all this talk, it got me thinking, and intrigued on some of the crazy statistics that we might have had in the past with snow and just some crazy stuff. And I just wanted to look and see what kind of insane numbers of snow or whatnot that we've had in the past. So I looked and it said, I saw that the record for a single snowstorm,
Mm-hmm.
so it was in California, 189 inches for over 6 day stretch, one snowstorm, 189 inches. Could you imagine I don't know because it's not gonna melt. It's not gonna go anywhere.
No,
So
no, because it's staying, it's building up, right? Because it's
yeah,
cold enough to keep snowing for 6 days straight. So 189 inches, I can't even fathom how much that is in snow. And like,
that's what I'm
does
trying.
it snow in California? Have I been ruined by movies?
What was it?
Like,
Right? So that's close. Yeah, it's 16 feet, about
yeah,
almost 16 feet. That's just insane.
yeah,
I missed the date or like when it happened, but
yeah.
it's 189
I,
inches.
how do you even begin to like prepare? How do you even begin to
Well, I'm
deal with
sure
that
they
amount of
weren't.
snow?
I'm sure they weren't prepared for it.
Not at all prepared, but even the aftermath,
Yeah.
like my method for clearing sidewalks, if it snows and I have to shovel a sidewalk or a driveway, is I ignore it until it stops. Because I'm not shoveling twice. Like I'm just not doing it. I'll just I'll let it take its turn. Like it's snowing, it can snow for a day, and then I'll go deal with it. Right.
Yeah.
But is that what you do when there's 16 feet of snow? That can't be it. So
I
you're
don't
just
know.
snowed in for days.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
the thing we never talk about that I've always thought about with snow, like tons of snow, like all that snow, is like when it melts, is everything just flooded? Like, does it melt slow enough? Like, I never know. I
It
don't
could be.
understand. I don't understand how the
Yeah.
ground would absorb all of that. But
That's good. That's a
yeah.
good point. I don't know because I mean, the ground's frozen, so it's not really going to absorb too much.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's a good point.
All the problems that are
I guess
just
it depends,
associated with that.
right? I
Yeah.
guess it just depends on how quickly how quickly it melts.
Yeah, true, because it would probably be slow. It's not all gonna melt immediately. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
not.
it's gonna go from 30 to 90.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'd be.
It's not Frosty just going puddling
Yeah.
instantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's a good point.
yeah, but I mean, it's still a lot of precipitation melting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a good point. But
In
let's look at
6 days, right? Is
yeah,
that what you said?
over
Okay.
6 days. Yeah,
Okay.
crazy, absolutely crazy. So some other things here that I wanted or that I saw some crazy snow numbers. Some like really big snow events over the years in North America and the rest of the world. We had in a year, Mount Rainier National Park had 1,224 inches of snow in a year.
So yeah, that's like
What is it? Does it have the actual 102 feet?
it's 102 feet and it's over a year. So for me, that's less scary because what if it rained or what if it snowed for 122 days? So you just got a foot of snow every day. That's still a lot, but like it's not the unfathomable amount
Yeah,
that happened in California.
yeah,
But I doubt it was spaced out like that.
right.
So but that's so much like
Just over 1,000 inches. 1,200 some inches.
and I don't know. I feel like no one can be prepared for that. No matter how much you prepare, you prep, biggest snow piles. Like there's just how do you deal with that?
You don't. You just let it
Just
happen.
don't live there. Just like move away from there. Like is that the answer?
You just don't live there.
Just don't live there.
Just don't live there. Yeah.
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
so
know.
much.
It is. It is. The most amount that I see that anyone's had in a 24-hour span it was in Alaska, Thompson Pass, Alaska, 78 inches in 24 hours.
That's too much.
That's too much.
That's too much. But like so my thing is though, right? So Alaska's big, but like it's not like not a lot of people live there.
Right.
I feel like if it happened where no one lived, we wouldn't know about it. So clearly someone was living in that area to document that snowfall.
Oh yeah.
So that person, at least one person, dealt with that amount of snow in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And like you said, can your house like support that? Like all the snow on top. I just have so many practical questions, I guess, surrounding this.
The lawyer side's coming out.
No, seriously, like, would that break? Like, snow's heavy sometimes. It's a lot. Like, it's dense. So, like, would it break your, like, gutters off of your house. Like, how do people deal with this? Like, does your insurance cover this? I don't know.
Which,
Like, I have tons
well,
of questions.
I would assume that because it's the same as rain, that with the snow would still be able to slide off the roof
Okay,
enough.
fair.
I mean, there still probably would be some, but
Hmm.
not the whole 70 whatever it was 78 inches. Wouldn't be
Yeah,
piled on the top, but
fair.
still, there's
Yeah,
probably a good amount it's still accumulated on the top.
you're right. That's a very smart answer. That's a very good answer to my question. Because I did imagine it straight up, like just on top of your house. Like, didn't think that it would slide off.
Yeah, it's not.
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
But yeah, it's just, that was some of the crazy numbers that I saw. It's just absolutely insane. All right, so then I just also found some of like the worst blizzards in U.S. history. Chicago blizzard of 1967. Northeast Illinois and Northwest Indiana got dumped 23 inches of snow. That's just
all at once.
Yeah.
Is that like the definition of a blizzard? Like it just happened in one snow?
I assume, yeah.
Yeah. But you have to think too, so, looping it back to Texas, like you said, Chicago area, they're used to that. They're ready.
Yeah.
It's a lot of snow, don't get me wrong, but at least they're not completely unprepared.
Yeah.
As we saw, in Texas or in some of our southern states. So at least they have a better idea of like what snow is.
Right.
And like how to deal with it.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm not saying that they like 1960s Chicago should just get over it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think they started out a little bit higher than Texas did.
Yeah.
This week.
Right.
But 23 inches of snow in one helping is too much.
Yeah.
It's in the 60s too. Like, I'm guessing you didn't have the best snow blowers, right? So
right.
Yeah.
It was all
that's all hand. Yeah.
Manual labor shoveling it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The blizzard of 96, from January 6th to January 8th, one most devastating snowstorm struck the U.S. East Coast and caused more than 150 deaths.
So my parents talk about this one, little antidote for us. My birthday is January 5th, and I was born the year prior, so 1995. So on my 1-year birthday, this was happening. And so I couldn't have a party. My mom reminds me constantly. She has no pictures of my first birthday party because of this blizzard. So I'm familiar with this one, actually. And I don't think it was horrible in Pittsburgh. So like East Coast, yeah. But in our area, I don't think it was as bad as they predicted our area to be. Obviously, it hit other places very bad. But yeah, my mom has told me many times that she had to cancel the party because of this giant storm, and then it wasn't as giant in our area as
I mean, expected. It was still bad, but it wasn't terrible. This wasn't
it was bad in our area, but it wasn't like earth shattering, everyone like can't do anything. So yeah, she's told me this story before. And I know, like I said, other parts of the East Coast for this were hit very, very hard. So
And to go back to your whole flooding concept, it shows here that the blizzard and flooding caused an estimated $4.5 billion in property damages. So flooding is a thing.
And think billion. So you said 4.5 billion in damage in 1995. That's so much today money. If you like adjust that, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Let's see what else. Great Blizzard of 1888 is shown as one of the worst. In March 1888, the United States was hit with unprecedented blizzard, dumping as much as 40 to 50 inches of snow in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Snow led to a complete whiteout and more than 20 million in property damage. And blizzard also killed over 400 people. So 20 million back in 1888, again, with that whole inflation and everything, that's just a crazy amount.
And how many deaths did you say?
400.
400 deaths. That's what, and it hit such, it seemed like populated areas.
Yeah.
Started with New York and whatnot. So that's a lot. Wow. It's a
Yep.
lot of loss of life for
A
like
lot.
snow.
Yeah.
It is like, you know,
It is.
because we think of snow like snow fights and it's hard to, for me at least, to like put that image, like I said, with Texas, like that happy image, and also this like scary, devastating image of what snow can do.
Mhm.
Whenever your memories are like sled riding and
Yeah.
like playing in the snow. So it's
Yeah.
hard to like reconcile the two, like too much of a good thing can be
Yeah.
obviously like devastating. That's a lot.
Yeah. So all this crazy snow talk and disaster stuff has got me thinking, are we gonna be prepared if anything like that ever happened? Short answer, quick answer?
No.
Probably not.
No.
Neither of us, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think personally we're gonna be prepared. And I think like as a world, like a populace, like as an entire world, maybe some people might, but like personally,
It's just
I'm not gonna be the last one. I'll
It's
just
not.
put that
It's not necessarily something that you think of,
Yeah.
to think of disaster preparedness. It's not something that's first thing in your mind is
Mhm.
is you wake up in the day like, am I ready if a disaster hits today?
Yeah.
It's not really. There might be some people, but we're not one of those people.
Not at all. Like
But
yeah.
let's see. I got a quiz here to see how prepared we are if there were a disaster. So as long
0
as
out of 10.
0
0 out of 10. Not gonna be good.
We'll see. Probably not though. So number one, as long as I have all the necessary supplies for an emergency kit somewhere in my house, I am prepared for an emergency. True or false?
As long as I
As long as you
Yeah,
have necessary supplies for emergency kit somewhere in my house, I'm prepared for an emergency. I feel like they're going for.
They're tricking us.
They're
They
tricking
want
us.
they want it to be all together.
Well, they want and they want it to know exactly, like you would know exactly where it is and everything
Yeah,
together. And
like if I have a first aid kit in the bathroom and my water's in the kitchen, like I'm not prepared because I'd have to go to 2 rooms. So I guess I would say false, but I don't have even all of the necessary survival things in my house right
No.
now. Like I don't have
Yeah.
any of those things. I have a first aid kit that's missing like a clasp. It doesn't close all the way and it's been used. So there's not a ton of band-aids left. Like so I'm
Yeah.
going with false for this question, but
Yeah.
I'm so unprepared.
Yeah, I like you said, I have stuff, but it's all scattered. It's not
Mhm.
all together. So the correct answer would be false,
Yeah.
but our answer is basically true. But
Yeah.
we'll go with,
They
like you
want
said,
it
we'll
all.
go
I
with
think
false.
they want like a go bag. So I think of
Yeah.
like pregnant women, like
Yeah.
they have like the hospital bag that like everything's in there. They have
Yeah.
everything they'll need that they could even think that every mommy book told them about. I
Mommy
just think
book.
if you could transfer that into like emergency preparedness, like that's what they want. They want you to have a duffel bag with like guns, ammo, first aid, water, canned goods. I can't think of anything else that people prep, but yeah.
Yep. So number 2, if the power went out during the evening, I would A, sit in the dark waiting for the power to come back. B, light candles. C, search the kitchen drawers for flashlight batteries. They've got to be in there somewhere. Or D, know exactly where to find flashlights, battery-powered lanterns, and fresh batteries.
I was gonna pick C until you said batteries that have to be in there. I don't know that there's batteries in there. I don't. So I'm gonna go with light candles. I think that was your second option.
Mhm.
But eventually I'm just gonna resort to A, which is blow my candles out and go to bed and wait for wait for the problem to fix itself. So maybe a mixture of A and B, but I don't think either are right, so it doesn't matter.
Again, yeah, the correct answer is I'm assuming D. Know exactly
Same.
where to find flashlights, battery-powered lanterns, and fresh batteries. My answer. I mean, I've got flashlights and stuff on my phones, and I always know where they are.
Yeah.
But I'm usually pretty prepared when stuff goes out. When the power goes out, I know where my flashlights are. Then
Mhm.
again, I don't know that they necessarily have. I mean, they should be good batteries still. I don't.
Right, because you don't use them. That's my
Yeah,
thing. I never really use a
they don't
flashlight.
check them.
I don't check them, but I don't use them. So that if there's batteries in there from the last time I used them, they should still be
Fingers
good.
crossed that they're
Yeah.
good still.
But like I'm not gonna, hope that my batteries didn't like deteriorate or something
Yeah.
if the world is ending. So I get where they're going.
Yeah.
But I also have enough candles to like have a seance at all times in my house.
Oh my gosh.
So I think I'd be okay for 4 to 6 hours in my then I would just start sneezing from the
And you're-
mixture of scents. So yeah.
Nice. Number 3, if you're home or if our home, I don't know why it's saying our home, but if your home
Okay.
were without water for a day or two, you would A, drink soda or juice and wash up at school or the office, visit relatives or friends where we could take showers and use the bathroom, drink and wash from a supply of bottled water that we replace every 6 months, check the bottled water on the basement shelf and try to remember how old it is.
First of all, I don't buy bottled water anymore. So that is not a part of my plan. I think B, which is if somehow my house is without water, I'm just gonna hope that my
Somebody
family's
else.
isn't, because most of my family lives in the same area. So yeah, I'd go there. Or I don't know what schools have showers, but I guess I'd ask if
Like
my
the
school-
yeah.
like a gym maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would, yeah.
I
It's
don't know.
not the correct answer, which is use your water that you've bought in advance.
And
Like,
replace every
yeah.
6 months. Yeah.
Does bottled water go bad? Now that's my question.
I think that is a question somewhere on one of these
Oh
things.
goodness.
I don't. I'm assuming probably, but I don't know why.
What are you putting in the water?
What are you putting in the water that the water is going bad?
Why is my water expiring?
Why is my
Like,
water
what's
going bad?
on?
It's going rancid.
Yeah, like I know canned goods actually do expire. I know it's a long time, but I
Yeah.
know they do expire. But
Yeah.
that's food. So, but water, I would expect to be
I don't
okay.
know.
I don't know. So
Um,
I think my answer is B, but I
Yeah.
can't remember the letter.
No, yeah, you're correct. Yeah, I mean that's probably what I would end up doing after a day or two is checking to see if I could go somewhere else
Yeah.
to friends or family to take showers and use the bathroom and get food. Like you said, just hope that somebody happens to have it, even if I
Yeah.
don't.
Well, I'm gonna drive like hours to find some. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not prepared. We're not lasting. We're
not. We're not.
I don't have that willpower.
No. Our important papers and records are A, misplaced. We have no idea where they are. B, secured in a water and fireproof box. C, filed in the home office. D, scattered in various locations throughout the house.
This I'm actually really proud of my answer. So I'm living with my boyfriend and he had a fire water safe thing, just document holder. So I put all my important stuff there. My like OG important documents like my social security card and birth certificate are my parents' house and they have a safe. So they're technically spread apart, but they're in safe places. So
Combination answer.
yeah,
Combination.
I don't know what the options were. You just
Yeah.
asked where my important documents were and I put the story together. I didn't listen to the answers because I figured they wouldn't have one specific to me.
For that, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are my important stuff's in a fireproof box. I don't think it's waterproof though.
Step up your game. Put a Ziploc around it.
That's a good call. That's better than nothing, I guess, right?
Yes, I don't think it would work though.
It should.
For
Maybe.
I'm sure a bit.
Yeah.
Like a misty rain.
Misty rain.
Maybe not for like
not a flood.
submerged in water.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the box will float and won't get
That'd
submerged.
be the best. That'd
right?
be the best option. Yeah.
So I sort of we're secured in water and fireproof box, but not quite.
I think that's good though. I think
Better
we
than
did good on
nothing.
that one.
Yeah, not too bad.
Is that the answer? Is that the best answer out
Best
there? Is that
answer? Yeah, that's what they're going for. Secured in the water
Yeah.
and fireproof box. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at us go.
Semi right on that one.
But my thing is, if society's like going crazy, I don't need my birth certificate, do I? Like, am I going to be asked that at some point when society's
How old are
exiting?
you? You're not allowed in here.
Yeah, like, are you sure you're American? Or like, what do you need my birth certificate and social security card for? Like, I'm not a zombie, or I'm not like I need help. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I think this quiz is going more for just like a natural disaster as opposed to
Oh,
society breakdown type thing.
so more of a
More of just
short
a
term thing.
like Texas just had,
Yeah.
like a couple of days without water and power and something
Yeah.
like that. I think
Okay.
that's more what they're going for in this quiz. Yeah.
Okay.
5. We've made the following arrangements for our pets. If I had a pet.
Thing.
A, we have no plans. Why do we need them? They go wherever they go. Wow,
Wherever they go, they're
that's
just gonna let them run around.
that's one of the answers. Why do we need them? Jeez. B, we'd leave them at home with plenty of food and water. C, we'd take them with us, hoping we could find a shelter or hotel that will accept. D, we've made plans with family, friends, and our vet to take them at moment's notice. You said you don't have pets either, right?
No, well, my parents do. He doesn't live with me, but he's at my parents' house, and I feel like, so imagine we're in a natural disaster, right? Like, who am I gonna pawn my pet off on? Like, if the whole community is out of house and home, who am I
What's
gonna
the
give it to?
what's the difference between my
Yeah,
house and yours?
exactly.
But
So
I
I
guess
don't like
that's
that. I don't like the answer they want us to choose. I don't like it. I have no plans for my pet or what I would do if I had one if a natural disaster happens. I have no plans for a pet. But they're
yeah.
gonna come with me, I guess. I'm not gonna let them roam the streets.
Yeah, I would.
That
I
sounds
would if
irresponsible
I
and heartless.
we have no plans. Why do we need them? They go wherever they go. That's a terrible answer.
That's
Man,
mean. You're just
that is
gonna go
mean.
ahead, Sparky. We're gonna go survive. Good
We're
luck,
gonna
don't die.
good luck.
That's rude.
That is very rude. Yeah, they're definitely going. I'm assuming for the make plans with family, friends, or vet to take them at notice. But again, how if we don't have it, we're assuming that they do. I guess that's kind of the same as without water thing, though. We're assuming or hoping that somebody else does. But if I did, I would like you said, I'd probably take them with, try to find a shelter or hotel that would accept.
Yeah, same. I like that answer the best. Keep your family unit together.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna leave my dog just because it's snowing too much. Like, he's coming with me.
Yeah.
I know it's a serious event, but still, like, I'm not gonna lose my dog over this if I don't have to.
Right. Case of emergency, our children know A, to trust us and take care of them. We don't want them disturbed by thinking about the bad things that can happen. B, how to call 911 and how to call us. C, our family disaster plan, which includes someone to call if we get separated, meeting places, and a home escape route. D, that a list of emergency contacts is posted on the refrigerator.
So we don't have children.
No, we don't.
They definitely should be able to call us in 911.
Yeah.
I
feel like this is almost like a all of the above answer.
Yeah, agreed. But then I guess if you're telling them, like, if something crazy happens, call me or call this, you are kind of crossing out the first one where you don't want them to know anything.
Yeah, you don't want them disturbed by thinking about bad things that can happen.
I feel like there's an age limit on this. Like, I'm not going to tell a 6-year-old, like, if it snows too much and there's a blizzard and we lose power and you're separated, call your aunt, Diane.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not going to tell my 6-year-old that. Maybe I'll tell like a 12-year-old that. But
right.
I'm sure there's people out there that are like, their 4-year-olds can like drive a quad and like get them to safety if they've been shot or something. So
yeah, and like
there's all sorts of people.
Like provide, get food and everything for the whole.
Yeah, ensnare a rabbit or something and
like
it like in a matter of minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
probably.
I'm sure.
There probably is. You're probably right. I don't even know what the right answer would be here, honestly.
I think knowing the contact person out of town, that sounds the most responsible. I think that was C.
A family disaster plan, which includes someone to call for separated meeting places and a home escape route. Yeah, probably.
That sounds the best.
Yeah. During an emergency, I would depend on the following for information. A, my neighbors. B, battery-powered radio. C, the internet. D, television. Not my neighbors.
Me neither.
I
I don't
mean,
even know if I would trust TV sometimes. Um, Maybe. Depends, like, is it a local news channel? Like, who's on TV?
right.
You know,
And I read without power. And two of those are kind of,
power.
yeah, null and
So,
void.
I guess battery radio,
Yeah.
but like,
Do like an emergency service kind of thing.
that's what I was thinking. Do they still do that? Like, I guess, like, it would come on your car or something.
Maybe, yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
the most portable and sustainable. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with battery radio.
Yeah, let's do it. Battery powered radio.
Not that I own a battery powered radio.
Not at all. As long as one person in the family knows what emergency plan is, our family is prepared. Well, that's obviously going for false.
Yeah, they want everyone to know.
Yeah, everyone. False. Everyone knows. Definitely.
Everyone should know. In and
Everyone.
out, 4-year-old included.
Yep. If I suddenly had to leave my home for 5 days, I would A, grab my emergency kit and follow the steps in our family preparedness plan. B, throw some clothes and necessities in suitcase and take an impromptu vacation. Leave, then coordinate with family members or friends about what to do. Or D, hang out at the mall and wait to hear how long before we could return.
I will not go to the mall for 5 days. That's not my plan.
No.
They're going for one. Obviously, they want us to have this bag that we can go. I don't. They weren't very clear on the situation we had to leave it, so I'm gonna go with two. I B. I want to take a vacation. Like, it didn't seem like it was pressing that I leave my home in like a very chaotic manner. So I'll just
The only
grab some
thing
clothes and
it said suddenly had to leave my home for 5 days. I guess they're going for, because again, this is a whole emergency or
yeah,
disaster
that's true.
situation.
Yeah, no, I'm not a I'm not a fast acting person. So I guess I would just leave and hope for the best.
Hope for the best.
Whatever I can grab in 5 minutes, I'll grab.
Yeah, I'd probably go see, leave, then coordinate with family members or friends about what to do.
Yeah. And it takes me 10 to 15 to leave on a normal day. Like 10 or 15 minutes to leave, like gotta get my shoes, I forgot my phone, like where's my mask? It's a good 15-minute process for me to leave, on my own terms, like
Yeah.
do something that I've planned.
Yeah.
So yeah, suddenly leaving, they would have to take me immediately out. Because if not, I'm like, I don't want to wear these socks. I don't like how they feel.
Jeez.
Yeah.
If local authorities told me to evacuate, I would A, refuse to leave. Most emergencies don't turn out to be a big deal. B, wait to see if the situation worsened, then decide. C, wait for word from the governor. He's the only one who can order an evacuation. D, follow the advice of local responders to ensure my safety and theirs.
I think I would go with D. If someone tells me, if a local police officer tells me that I should evacuate, I'm probably going to listen. I'm going to ask why, but I'll probably listen. I'm not smarter than them in that regard.
Yeah,
I'm just going to listen.
I know there's going to be so many people because of how we've been with the pandemic and people telling other people what to do, and they're just, whatever. But
yeah.
When someone with a higher authority or higher knowledge about a situation tells me to do something, I'm gonna I'm gonna consider it and
yeah,
and at least take their opinion into consideration.
And they even mentioned too, like only the governor can do this thing, but like I wouldn't even say like I would listen to the local authorities because they are an authority. I think I would listen because they know
what's going
more
on.
about what's happening.
Yeah,
I have no clue. This is news to me. So why are you telling me to evacuate? They're already to the point where they're evacuating people. So they know more than I do in that moment. So absolutely. I think it's foolish to not listen to people that are more informed at that time. Right. You can leave and then be like, figure out what's going on and then make your decision to like, oh, this is nothing, I can go back.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to people, I guess.
Yeah.
But like you said, taken into consideration their opinion.
Definitely. Yeah. Family emergency plan should include A, information about the emergency plan at your children's school. B, the name and phone number of an out-of-town contact person. C, a list of important phone numbers, including those of doctors and emergency services. D, a central meeting spot outside your home and one outside your neighborhood is in case you need to leave the area. E, all the above. Well, that's obviously E, all
I
the
think it's an all of the above. But now, what was the first one? Something with your child's school?
Yeah, information about the emergency plan at your children's school. So you
Can
should
you
know.
imagine being like a principal and like a parent
No.
calls you and you're like, hey, if there's like a crazy, if the
What's your plan?
Yeah, here's my emergency preparedness plan for my 2 kids. Like that, I feel like that principal is gonna be like, what? Like, what do
No,
you need me to do with these kids?
I think they're saying you as a parent should know what the
Oh.
school's plan is.
What they would do if there was a hurricane or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were like telling the school what to do with your kids if there's a hurricane. I was like, what?
What?
I guess I didn't understand the phrasing of that, but yours makes more sense. I thought like this parent was like, if there's a hurricane, put them in the basement. What?
Yeah.
I feel like the school should have their own.
Here's my plan. If something bad happens, what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Put them in the basement till I get there and I'll figure it out. No.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely all about. We've got to just being, knowledge is power. Just knowing what you would do, just being prepared. Is just so crucial.
And that's what I'm taking away from these questions, right? So we've already said, I've graded myself already 0 out of 10 prepared. Yeah. And I think just knowing what people are doing to prepare for these events is helpful. Will I go out and get like a bunker? No, that's not happening right now.
No.
But like maybe, buying a couple extra cans of food or like making sure I have a flashlight. I think there's small steps.
Yeah.
And, these types of questions are definitely like eye-opening because we do rely on, our type of society.
Yeah.
Like if there's a giant disaster, I can't order a flashlight on Amazon and expect it here in 2 days.
Right.
Well, it could still get here, but it's not gonna be helpful in 2 days. So
just having at least, like you said, at least some type of plan or some type of at least supplies that would help for a day or two until you figure out what you need to do is a huge step.
And I've always been under the assumption that water is more important than food. Like your body can last longer without food than it can water. So like I think that would be the biggest thing.
Yep.
But then you also have to I don't want to buy a bunch of bottles of water. Like
then again, you already said you said you don't have bottled waters.
Yeah, that's what I said. We've been trained by like environmentalists, like reuse, reduce, recycle. So like I don't want to buy bottled water because I don't use bottled water. Like I have a filter in my refrigerator that I just like a Brita filter. Yep. And I keep it semi-full. But other than that, it's just all tap water. That's all I use. So it's just like, are we gonna compromise, some morals for preparedness? That's where I am with buying excess bottled water.
Jeez. I mean, I think having some bottled water is definitely a good thing to have. Yeah. You just never know. If your water goes out, what are you gonna do?
Yep.
You're gonna have all those people that are rushing to the grocery store then to get the limited amount of bottled water that's there.
Yep. And we saw that with COVID, and so you'd think I'd learn. Yeah. I have toilet paper. That's what somehow I'll be ready for the disaster in that area. Like I'll have toilet paper for days.
We'll be good.
But I'll also be dehydrated, so I won't need it.
Won't need to use the bathroom at all because I won't.
Nope. I guess our priorities have been warped. Maybe I should look into figuring out a sustainable water source.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So,
they have life sticks. I saw a Google ad, a Facebook ad about it, and it was like they're popular. They were given to people in like other like third world countries where you can drink like really not like toxic water, I'm guessing, but like dirty water. And it's like a straw with like a filter in it. I think it's Brita, like the leading name in water filters, I guess. Yeah. But like, it's literally like a straw and it has a filter like halfway up. So you can like drink
like river water or something.
River water, so it has like some contaminants in it, but you can just drink it without going through all those extra steps. So maybe that would be something to invest in. So as long as I found like wild water,
Wild
spring
water.
wild water, like a spring of some sort,
Yeah.
a lake. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nothing near me.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting
Yeah.
concept that
I don't know what I searched that they thought I needed a life straw, but
a life straw.
I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that one.
Ah, yeah.
Someone can Google it. I'm sure and figure it out.
Interesting. So that's about it for that quiz. We knew the right answers, just a matter of were we there,
Yeah,
Oh, well.
we're just not at that level that
We're
we
not
could.
at that level.
Yeah.
We have it sort of in the back of our mind. We're just not fully there. But
I haven't thought about this in ages, like what I would do since I watched like Zombieland or something, like the last like zombie funny movie.
yeah.
Because I don't even like scary zombie movies, but
Yes.
I'll watch the spoofs, But
Speaking of zombies,
yeah,
let's dial it up a notch and have some fun and see if we'd be ready for a zombie
all right,
apocalypse.
I'm
so
ready
now,
for that
so
one.
now we're talking full-on society collapse.
Yeah.
There's zombies roaming the world. There's limited amount of people. There's limited supplies. Everything's just completely gone to poop. And
The thing is, I think of these types of like society-ending disasters most like whenever I think of like emergency preparedness, I think of
this extreme,
like a zombie instead of like a blizzard.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's wrong with me, but that's what
Say we were going through that first quiz and you're like throwing out like, well, if this, I'm like, whoa, take a step back a little bit.
I honestly like, this is weird, but like I've never thought of like, oh, what if I like was in this like hurricane or something, a flood or a blizzard, something. Like I've never like thought about that.
Yeah.
But like we don't, I guess maybe it's like my pop like culture references. Like I watch a lot of movies with like world ending issues, not like community hindering issues, I guess, like a blizzard would be.
Right. Right.
But that's weird. Yeah, I kept going to zombies and now you're like, let's talk about zombies. So I'm like, haven't been.
All right. Zombie apocalypse preparedness quiz. Number 1, do you need to replace the water in your emergency kit? And if so, how often? There we go with the emergency kit again.
They said before, what, 6 months?
A, no, you don't need to replace the water. B, yes, you should replace every 6 months or every month. C, you should replace every 6 months. D, you should replace every year.
Every month? That sounds excessive, right?
I'm thinking the correct is 6 months or a year.
It's got to be one of those. I thought one of the last questions to like bring down our answers from above. One of the questions said 6 months for water, but I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna put 6 months. Zombie apocalypse has come and the power grid is down. You hear on your radio that now there is a storm alert out, but you can't remember if it's a storm watch or a storm warning. What is the difference between these two terms? A, nothing. B, a watch gives advance notice. A warning requires immediate action. C, a watch requires immediate action. A warning gives advance notice. Or D, a watch is not actually a type of bad weather alert.
So my gut instinct is, in my knowledge, A, there's not a difference, but I know there is a difference.
Yeah.
Watch and a warning. Which one sounds more pressing? I feel like a warning sounds more like you don't have time, and a watch is like maybe this will happen, but it could very easily be the opposite.
No, you're correct. The watch gives advance notice. Warning requires immediate action.
Warning is more pressing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 98% sure on that.
Okay. Maybe I talked to some. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah. A warning is it's happening. Watches like it might.
It could.
Yeah.
See, because whenever I look at it on my my weather app, there's the little explanation, so I don't even pay attention to what is called a watch or a warning.
Right. One night you're watching the news with your family when an alert comes on that your governor has declared a state of emergency because of zombie attacks on a city 50 miles away from where you live. Right. Your young children become frightened, but to ease their fear, which of the following ways do you suggest that can can help you prepare for an emergency? A, teach them how to take down zombies in hand-to-hand combat.
Fair.
B, plan an evacuation strategy. C, make a bomb shelter in the backyard. D, all of the above.
Okay, did the governor mention bombing the zombies? I think that would change my answer, but I don't want children fighting zombies. So it's gonna be B, run, right? We're gonna
Evacuation
evacuate,
strategy.
right?
Yeah.
But my thing is always, where's everyone going? You know, where are we all running to?
Yeah.
Like, where are we gonna go? Because there's only so much area,
Yeah.
right? And there's so many people. And if it happens in a big city, like people are gonna be like running out of those big cities. So I guess have an evacuation plan is my short answer. But my big question is gonna be like, where are millions and millions of people gonna go?
Right.
Like a cornfield in Iowa, like where are we going? Like,
Cornfield.
where are we going?
Ugh.
I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta make a bomb shelter either.
Yeah, I don't have the materials for that.
Yeah.
I don't have steel and wood and I other things
I
sure
don't
would
even
require.
think, yeah, that's even yeah, it's gotta be just have an evacuation strategy. But again, where's everybody go? How are you gonna successfully get out? What if the zombies are surrounding you? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have no clue. And like,
It's
where's
just a
your end
mess.
goal? You know, you're
Yeah.
just like you have a full tank. Like, even say like you have an excess of gas. Like you have all the gas and food and water you could want. You just like live on the road. Like,
That's
I don't know.
we're
Not prepared.
We're
I
not.
guess.
It's tough.
But we're learning.
Yeah, right. You
Yeah.
decide to store your emergency water using
Oh.
your own containers. What important steps should you remember to add to the storage process? A, an extra cold water to reduce the possibility of contaminants. Use extra hot water to kill any zombie viruses in the water. Use only special containers marketed for the purpose of long-term water storage. D, clean and sanitize the containers before you fill them up with water.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about the water temperature. I don't know. Is cold water cleaner than is there less organisms in cold? I don't know if that's true. I'm thinking of hot water and plastic is unhealthy. So let's not do that one unless they're glass containers. I think me being naive, I would buy the special marketed container. You know, I'd buy extra if he said I could store water in there long term. That's my answer. Long term storage.
I gotta go with the B, the extra hot water, because think about it, when to kill like bacteria and stuff, you boil water.
Yeah.
So you boil it and you let it cool and put it, I guess, it doesn't have to necessarily be plastic. Yeah, you put it in like a canteen or something like that.
Yeah, and I didn't think extra hot meant boiling. I was just thinking hot like tap water. But you're right.
Yeah.
You have boil advisories, which I'm pretty sure is in effect in Texas.
Probably
right now. Yeah. In some areas. But yeah, so I will switch my answer. I will switch my answer. But I also think you should clean the containers. So I want it to be both.
But how if the water's already bad, how do you clean the container?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Okay, B, you're right.
But that's just, I'm not even saying to mook your answer. I'm just asking in general.
Dump some bleach in there? I don't know. So you have to rinse it. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't think you want bleach in your container.
No, I don't want bleach in there.
No. That's just hope that you have clean containers, I guess, already waiting.
This is how you prepare, is clean containers.
This is how you prepare.
This is what you do. Get clean containers.
I hope we're helping out so many people today.
No, everyone's gonna be like, these people have no clue what they're talking about. Let's do everything they said to do. Let's not do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Your city has declared a state of emergency due to approaching zombie hordes and urges all residents to evacuate. Because of the traffic, you were unable to reach your children's school, but you hear on the radio that all children not picked up at a public school were sent to a regional evacuation center 25 miles away. One of your children is diabetic and needs insulin shots every 8 hours. What do you do? A, call the school to see if they gave your child the most recent shot. B, call the evacuation center to tell them about your child's medical needs. C, call a friend living in the area to go to the evacuation center. D, immediately drive to the evacuation center.
Oh, this is a lot. So,
Not
I don't
only
know if
is
I want to.
zombie horde coming to eat your brains
Now you have
out,
a diabetic
you
child
got a
and you don't know.
He's not with you.
Oh,
25 miles away. Needs
and
a
you don't even
shot.
know when they had the shot last.
That was the first call to school to see if they gave your child the most recent shot. So that's the first thing that's the first thing that came to your mind.
But the one thing I was thinking, I don't know if I want to call people in this environment, like calling the school or the evacuation center, they're handling a lot.
Yeah.
Are they going to answer?
Are you going to get anywhere with the evacuation? Was my first.
And are they going to know? Like, if I call the school and I'm like, hey, did you give Tommy his insulin shot? Like, am I going to get someone who knows the answer to that? Who knows?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And what's the point if you call the school and see if you got them the shot?
What then?
If he didn't, then you need to do something.
Then you're more stressed.
Yeah.
If he didn't get the shot. And if you call the evacuation center, I guess you could try and talk to your kid. But like I said, that's in the best of cases. You can get someone to transfer you to your kid. But every public school in the state's there now. So
yeah. I'm thinking then call a friend living in the area to go to the evacuation center. I think that might be your best option, is to get somebody close, get them there.
Yeah. But then where's his shot? Who has the insulin?
Hopefully they have some at the evacuation center.
You would hope. Yeah, that's a very common medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope our friend is 25 miles or closer.
Yeah. Closer. Yeah, right.
Oh, that was stressful.
Yeah.
Stressed about a child I don't even have.
That's a tough, I know. Because of zombies on the ground, emergency response teams are only surveying your neighborhood by air on helicopters. Which of the following items should be in your emergency kit that you could use to draw attention to your location to be rescued? A whistle. B, a flashlight. C, fireworks. D, none of the above.
What? A flare.
Definitely not a whistle.
A whistle's not going to help a helicopter.
That's not going to do. It's not going to do a damn thing.
Fireworks would shoot at. They're gonna be like, is that a bird? What is that?
They're not going to hear it in a helicopter.
I feel like a firework would be dangerous to be shooting at a helicopter. Hey, I'm down here, and then
shoot your only way out of the sky.
And most fireworks they just shoot up and you don't even see where they came from, right?
No.
They just go off in the air. They'd be like, someone's shooting at us. We have no clue where it came from. So a firework, I thought like a road flare of some sort, like an emergency flare.
Yeah.
And I'm very confident.
What if it's the middle of the day? You still be able to see a flare, I guess.
Would you be able to see anything? Like a flashlight or a firework then? And we've eliminated whistle. Which
your reaction there. Would we see anything?
Would you know, like any light thing? Like the flashlight would be out.
I don't think you'd be able to see it. So it's got to be none of the above.
It has to be none of the above. Flare wasn't even an option, and that's shooting that one down. So, but that comes in a lot of emergency kits, I think. Flares.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my go-to, I think.
That's a good one. That's a good one for sure.
Or you could write SOS in
SOS
3 inches or something.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say. Oh man.
Like Gilligan's Island style.
Right, help.
Yeah.
In chalk on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Flood.
Right? Yeah. Oh, now it's flooding in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah, we're in zombies now. Zombies, yeah. There's just zombies everywhere.
Oh geez. You see zombies shambling. Wow. You see zombies shambling around your neighborhood, but don't know where to go and the power is out. What is the best way to find out where the nearest evacuation shelter is?
Oh goodness.
Use your home phone to call 911 or report the zombies before you do anything else. Well, you probably don't have phone service at this point.
I was gonna say, does a home phone require power?
B, call your neighbors on your cell phone because they have a battery operated radio.
Okay.
I guess we're assuming that the grid hasn't gone down.
Okay.
Use your Wi-Fi to check the CDC website for information. D, go outside and turn on your car radio to listen for news about evacuation shelters.
Okay, so I'm gonna X out the Wi-Fi because you wouldn't have it. There's no power.
It didn't say anything. Oh
Is
no,
the
it did say
question.
the power's out. You're right. Yeah,
The
I'm sorry.
power is out, so you wouldn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, obviously.
So not that one. You could, well, how would you contact your neighbors? How did they say? Use your cell phone to,
Call on your cell phone because they have a battery operated radio.
that could work if our phones were charged,
I've-
right?
If you have a cell phone, couldn't you just look up the information on your own though?
Right, if you use mobile data, but that's not an option. They said Wi-Fi. That's why I think they're trying to trick us. I don't know if there's an answer.
It's working.
It is.
My thing would be go outside and turn on your car radio and listen for news about evacuation shelters.
That's true. I like that one. Or the battery. Get to your neighbors with the battery powered radio.
Use your home phone to call 911 and report the zombies before you do anything else. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna. Yeah, no.
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 I'm not calling the police because there's zombies outside when there's zombies everywhere.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, thanks, bye.
Fakes, we know.
Yeah. Oh, really? Are there
Oh, really?
zombies, you say?
Yeah, I think it's got to be go try your car radio first.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's close.
At this point, if everybody's aware that there's zombies going around, they'd be broadcasting stuff. Hopefully.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. Looking through your emergency food supplies, you decide to add some canned soups, fruits, and vegetables. How long do you have until you need to replace those foods? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years.
So I've had canned food expire on me. Like I've bought it and then not used it in time, and then not like got rid of it. So I would say like a year. Definitely not 3 years, but it's canned, so I'm thinking at least a year. I'm settling on a year.
I think that stuff lasts for years. I thought.
I think
I was gonna go 3 years. I don't. Canned soup, fruits, and vegetables.
fruits and vegetables.
Maybe not. Maybe not. No, you're right. I'm thinking not preserved food, but you know the
like military food, like MPREs and shit like that.
not even necessarily that, but like they're talking just straight up like canned soup, not like a I can't think of the word. The stuff that is meant to last longer in cans.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
They're
talking like a can of Campbell's soup. Like
Yeah.
if I went to the store, then I definitely think it's a year.
That's a
But
year
there
then,
are there are specific things you can do to can them longer.
yeah.
You can like freeze dry food, and you can like do all sorts of canning to make things last.
Can you
longer.
freeze dry soup?
Probably not. But you can freeze dry
Probably
certain
not.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would just need water, which we don't have. So
Right. Jeez.
so we're
You and your lack of water.
But
Why
I have
do
I have a liter of water right next to me now.
There you
That's
go.
because society's working.
we're still thriving. We're still doing all right. Yeah. Why do you need to know the location of the water intake valve to your building? A, so you can shut it off if the water system becomes contaminated. B, so you can place it with your own water tank supply. C, that you can fill it up with water from an emergency kit in case it cuts off. D, you don't actually have to know where the water intake valve is.
I hope it's D because I don't know. But yeah, all of them kind of like cut it off. So if it's contaminated and fill it with your own stuff.
I mean, if you know it's contaminated, isn't it already too late?
Yeah. Yeah.
How would you know it's contaminated?
Yeah, that's true.
Your
And,
neighbor,
like,
your neighbors were turning into zombies.
yeah, and if it's contaminated, just don't use it. Like you know it. Why do you have to turn it off?
Yeah.
You know, like just don't turn the faucet on.
See,
right?
I'm thinking because I'm in an apartment building, I can try to save everybody else in there. I think, but
I'm in an apartment building, and I didn't think that. You're a significantly nicer person than I am. Maybe to save people from water contamination, but like you said, it's already in there. Like how much water needs to hit them before they're zombies.
Yeah.
So maybe like to replace it with your own.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
How do you replace that?
How much water do you have? Like, can't fill it up with bottled waters, you know? Like
I don't know.
I
have no idea.
I have no clue.
Wild guess. We'll replace it with our own water tank supply that we
that
just
sounds like the most resourceful.
magically have.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier, like I watched that Doomsday Prepper show, right? And it didn't even like that's never came up. The canned goods, the water, so like a lot of this general stuff would come up, and tons of weapons, of course. And a big thing was like renewable food. So not just canned goods, but like seeds and like gardening styles and stuff like that, which I had a successful garden at my parents' house for 3 years. So I feel that I'll be okay. As long as I get one vegetable to start of everything, or a pack of seeds. I don't have those. Maybe I should get those.
Maybe.
But that would take a really long time to grow, right? So your food supply has to last you. Your cans have to last you until your peppers can grow. So, you know, like that's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know.
Don't know what to do about the water though.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
I don't have water for me, and I'm trying to feed a garden now. So who knows?
Just spit on it. CDC. The CDC issues a statement saying that the zombie virus is infectious but not very contagious. What does this mean? A, since the virus is not very contagious, it is also not very communicable. The virus is caused by a microorganism. The virus is capable of spreading between people. D, all of the above.
What was the first one?
Since the virus is not very contagious, it is also not very communicable.
I think it's that. Right?
Saying that the zombie virus is infectious, but not very contagious.
And is it communicable? Not very contagious? And then the other one said it's not communicable. So, right?
So you have to be bitten, essentially, is I think what they're...
I think that's what they're saying.
The virus is caused by a microorganism?
I have no clue.
I have no idea.
I skipped that one because I didn't know.
Virus is capable of spreading. I'm going to go A too. I'm with you. The virus is not very contagious. It is also not very communicable.
Yeah, because C is like it will spread between people.
The virus is capable of spreading between people.
But we said it wasn't very contagious.
But it is infectious. Maybe it's all the above.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Because I thought infectious was like, if you had it, it would be really bad. And contagious was like, I can give it to people.
Spreading. Yeah, contagious means spreading. Infectious means...
It spreads in your body is what I thought. But I don't know. But now I'm confused on what communicable means. Is that actually between people or is that within myself? I have no clue. We are in the middle of a pandemic and we still don't know what infectious and contagious means. So we're never going to know.
Oh, no. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a biologist or I have no clue. Let's go with A because we talked each other into it.
Yes, exactly. It's probably all the above, though. I have no idea. All right. One more. While at work, you receive an official text message stating that there is zombie watch in effect in your county, but you know you didn't sign up for any emergency alerts. Which organization likely sent out the text? A, the local emergency management agency. B, the county government. C, the wireless emergency alert system. D, any of the above.
Any? C? E, the zombies? I don't know. The zombies maybe.
The zombies sent it out.
I don't know. To lure you back to the name. I think it could be any of them. I have personally turned off all of my alerts on my phone. So
I think it's what they're saying that you did. Yeah, you didn't sign up for it, but you still got it. That's kind of
so. Then, what's C? The wireless emergency something?
Wireless emergency alert system.
That sounds important. They could probably send it to you.
That sounds legit. That just sounds fake.
That does. And the county government, I don't know if they have my phone number. I feel like the
Yeah.
wireless one, they're
It's
just
either-
sending
yeah.
it to every number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one sounds good. Yeah.
Sounded good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sophisticated.
All right.
Do you get it? Do we know if we did any of these right?
I gotta put in the information to get the answers or for results. Nope.
Well, we'll just live in bliss and say that we got them all right.
Yep, exactly.
So prepared,
Gosh,
which I know we are not.
we are not at all.
Ugh.
All right, last one.
Okay. I think we got time before a zombie apocalypse happens, though.
Exactly.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope.
Exactly. I don't. Yeah, we're doing this strictly out of fun. I don't think that the world's ending. The society's not collapsing. We're fine. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna get through it. Everybody is going to. We're gonna build each other up. We're gonna change this whole world around, and we're gonna be fine. But we're doing this out of fun. All right?
Out of fun.
Out of fun.
Yep.
So,
even like leading scientists don't think this is happening. So I'll trust Bill Nye, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I'll
trust
science guy.
Big science guys. Yeah, I watched something on, I can't remember what it was, but they were talking, I think it's called Science Talk, if I'm not mistaken. But Neil deGrasse Tyson basically was like, I don't see this happening anytime soon. You know. Right. So I'll trust him.
Yeah.
He's much smarter than I am. So I'll put my trust with him.
Exactly.
But okay.
Exactly. All right.
Next question. I'm ready.
Rapid fire quiz. Let's do this. Okay.
Is this a zombie or a natural disaster?
Zombie.
Okay, we're on zombies now. Okay, I'm ready.
No, it's kind of our first one's already like a repeat question. In the event of a catastrophe, how long will your supplies last? 3 months, at least 3 months, 1 month. The only supply I need is my Bible. Or a week tops.
Week tops.
Okay. Week tops.
Tops.
What is
you
the
said
most,
rapid fire.
Exactly. What is the most crucial step you could take to prepare for the apocalypse? Arm yourself, stockpile water, repent, enjoy life today.
I like D. Enjoy life today.
I like
because I'm doing none of the other ones.
There's like a religious answer in each one of these already. Repent. And only supply I need is the Bible. What is the best defense against zombies? An automatic weapon, a machete. Zombies aren't real, but sin is. Watching zombie movies.
Machete.
Yeah, machete, absolutely.
Because I'm not dealing with a gun. Like I have to find bullets.
Yeah,
you don't have to reload a machete.
It's loud.
Yeah, it is loud. You'll draw them all in.
You got to know this. You got to know this.
Yep.
How long can you survive without water? You didn't really know this question earlier. I feel like so. 3 days, a week. The only important water is the river of living water. What about other beverages?
I think it's 3 days.
These are great. The only important water is the river of living water.
What's the river of living water?
What does that even mean?
I have no clue what that means. I thought you would tell me. I didn't.
What about other beverages? Oh,
that's also fair.
Right?
But
3 days.
Is it 3 days?
Yeah.
You can live without water for 3 days?
3 days. You can live without food for a week.
I believe. If you have water.
Yes. Okay. Well, yeah. What water do you have stored in the event of collapse of our water system? Rooms full of water jugs as well as water purification system. 3 months of water stored in my basement. I slake my thirst with God's word. I just have water on tap.
Unfortunately, it's a D.
I just have water on tap. Oh my gosh.
These third options in are hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, this the whole one is how do you spiritually prepare for the apocalypse? I meditate on whether I am spiritually ready to be completely alone in the world.
That's scary.
I have a pile of spiritual books in my basement that I could read if I were hunkered down. I begin every day with prayer and confession and try to live in accordance with God's laws. I've read Cormac McCarthy's The Road. I have no idea who or what that is.
I don't know what that is, and I've done not that. None of the above. I don't know if I could live by myself. forever. I don't know if
Yeah.
I should meditate on that. It would freak me out. Um, I don't think I do any of these to spiritually prepare. I have a
Right.
bookshelf full of books that I don't read, so that could help.
That could help keep me entertained for a
Or
while.
warm, one of the two.
Yeah, and that one's tough because
Yeah.
not everybody's spiritual, but
And I'm not prepared to live by myself like that
right.
either. Or even like if what was the third one was just like pray and repent. I think I can't
Try
remember.
to live in accordance with God's laws. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
How do you build a fire? I know a variety of methods, but my favorite is the bow drill. The bow drill. Sorry, bow drill. I have hundreds of matchboxes stored. You pray to the Holy Spirit, or with a lighter and some starter fluid.
Well, you can definitely do it with a lighter and starter fluid.
I
I know a few
would
other
hope so.
methods, but I don't know what the one you named was. So
Variety of methods, but my favorite is the bow drill.
I'm gonna combine A and D. I know a few ways. I don't know what that other way is though. But
Yeah.
lighter fluid in a lighter
I-
fluid in a lighter works.
What I'm thinking that is where you like create the hole and then you have that other thing in your.
So I've done that before, but I didn't know it had a name. So
I don't know. I don't know for sure, but that's what it comes
it
to
sounds
mind.
like
What
a
I'm thinking.
drill. I'm guessing, yeah,
Yeah.
because you're like, okay. Well, let's go A.
We'll go with A. Are you going A? You know variety of methods, but your favorite is the bow drill over a lighter and some fluid.
Well, I'm not gonna have lighter and fluid all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, true.
You can do it with rocks too.
What kind of clothing? Really?
I think I'm a pyromaniac.
Maybe.
That's what I'm learning now.
All right. What
A lot
kind
of
of
bonfires in my life.
Yeah. What kind of clothing will you need for apocalyptic event? Long sleeves and pants, boots, goggles, riot shield. A variety of clothes for all weather. Just the shirt on my back. I guess I would want to look nice.
Okay, it's not that one. Because I don't Yeah, and I don't know if I just want the clothes I'm currently wearing. Not that there's anything wrong with our outfits today, but I just don't know if that will last me forever.
Right.
It's a TJ Maxx shirt, so I've not a lot of hope in it lasting for ages.
I mean, I feel like you definitely have to have clothes for all weather, even over just one set of sleeves, boots, pants, and riot shield.
They lost me whenever they were like, I liked when they were saying like long sleeve and pants. That sounds good. Because he's like protected from like bites and ivies and stuff.
Yeah.
In nature. So, but I don't want a riot shield, so I would go with B because I want summer and winter clothes.
Yeah. In the event of a zombie apocalypse, what getaway vehicle would you choose? An armored car with plenty of gasoline stored, a van that could hold all my friends and supplies, the wings of angels, my car, I guess. in no way, shape, or form are we making fun of religion or anything. No. I'm obviously a religious person, but some of these answers are obviously kind of funny.
They are kind of funny, and honestly, not at all laughing at religion at all. No. And I'm sure your religious rates would jump up if the zombie apocalypse happened. So, not at all laughing at that. No, but
and for those who know me, I am a religious person, but it's kind of funny to me. So just don't take anything to the heart here or anything.
Yeah, and I agree 100%. We have just kind of glazed over these answers. So, the joke one, the religious one, but I think I would.
I mean, the logical answer would be the armored car with plenty of gasoline stored, but I think I would rather have a van with friends and supplies.
That's what I was thinking. Those are obviously the two we would want to pick between, and I guess I want the armored vehicle.
Okay. I mean, it just makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Especially, because if you got the zombies or if you got people, hopefully you can save yourself from bad people.
Yeah.
What energy source do you have if the grid collapses? My bunker is solar powered and equipped with a large battery. I have a propane generator and lots of propane stocked up. I will draw energy from God above and from my fellow believers. Naturally, I think I have a flashlight in my desk.
Well, the spiritual one would help you get through it. Drawing energy, positive vibes from people would help you get through it, but it's not to power a light bulb.
Right.
I think what we're doing here is actually putting those good vibes out for people's daily lives, but definitely not to power a house.
Right.
I actually think propane would be a bad idea. I think you would want a large battery and solar powers.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best. There's faults of either, but I'm gonna pick solar power and battery.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can a bunker be underground? Are the solar power panels above ground?
They have to be.
Right? Yeah.
What if
Does a
somebody
zombie
damages?
run
What if
off?
I would say? What if something damages the solar power?
But then I was thinking with propane, like you'll eventually run out of propane.
That's what it
So-
said, a large supply, but yeah, it's still gonna.
Yeah.
What if it's so dark because of the apocalypse that you don't get any solar power? You have a backpack in case you need to flee, and if you do, what's in it? Yes, a large backpack with food for a week, water purifying tablets, first aid supplies, a multi-tool, a hatchet, a gun, a knife, a change of clothes, and sunscreen. I have a bag and I have supplies, but I don't have anything packed. I always have my Bible and a bottle of water.
Mhm.
I always have my bag stocked with a granola bar in case I get hungry.
Real life answer is D for me. There's always snacks in my purse. But A sounds like the best answer, right? But it also sounds like the worst because you're lugging around a hatchet, a gun, 3 months of food. Like that sounds a lot.
Food for a week.
Food for a week. Okay, okay. Still a lot though, but that's the best answer.
That's obviously the correct answer, what you should have.
Yeah.
I've kind of noticed the answers. I'm hopefully other people have noticed it. It kind of just goes down from best to worst.
Yeah.
But I would say mine is I have a bag of supplies, but I don't have anything packed.
Yeah.
Although I don't really have any weapons per se.
That's the only supplies I have would be a safe full of weapons.
That's,
And no water, but I have
no
weapons,
food or
so-
water. You just got weapons, so you're just gonna be basically looting people.
So I'll be the horrible person in the zombie
stealing
apocalypse.
from other people. Yeah, good.
Don't want to have to, but
don't want to have to, but I guess I will.
I guess I'll ask first. But if I'm dying, like I don't know. If it happened today,
no.
that'd be the situation. My eyes have been opened though to a better preparedness.
That's for
so.
sure. That's for sure. What's your comfort level with guns? I own an armory of guns and regularly practice shooting them and prepared to shoot an enemy, even if I thought they were my friend.
Ah.
I have a gun and prepared to and have been to the range when I was younger. My weapon is the sword of the spirit. I am not even comfortable with the idea of guns.
Mine's a halfway point between A and B.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to kill my friends, but yeah.
You have an armory.
Don't have an armory either. I would.
I don't know what my answer is here. The halfway between 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. I don't know.
There's not a lot of you don't get a whole lot of variety in some of these answers. It's like
Yeah.
extreme, it's really extreme, slightly extreme, and then like nothing. And it's like, okay.
Oh. Who will you be able to trust in the event of societal collapse? No one. My family and best friends, the church, whoever will help me. I'm too trusting. I trust. Well, cautiously trusting.
Yeah.
I would have to be when it comes to societal collapse because I've seen enough movies and stuff that I know that people change in a scenario like that. So I guess I would go B, family and friends.
Yeah. I feel like, you want B and C. I think you could even replace like church with even just like your closer community members.
Yeah.
And you'd want to trust and help those people, but like you said, if it's down to like you and your family surviving, you're gonna have to be a little bit more selective because people are gonna get weird.
People will get desperate.
Yeah.
People get
desperate. So I agree B as well. Family and friends.
Yeah.
Close friends or whatever it said.
How would you use the restroom if there were no working restrooms?
Okay. This is an open-ended question.
Oh, sorry. No. I would dig a hole a good distance from wherever I'm staying.
Okay.
I would use my waste disposal bags. We don't talk about that in public. What now? Apparently D, just the person just doesn't go to the bathroom.
I don't know. I never thought about it. I'm not adverse to talking about how you go to the bathroom after.
Where do you get waste disposal bags?
Don't know what that is. That was actually one of my questions, but I do know that like the first answer, like digging a hole, that's like a hunting, camping thing. Like people do that.
Yeah.
So I guess that would be the answer. That's what I would do. I've never done it, nor have I thought about my plan.
No.
But I guess I would if I needed to.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I don't know what a waste disposal bag is. Just go to the bathroom in a plastic bag and then just throw it.
Yeah, do I keep it? I have no clue.
Do I keep it?
Yes, I don't want to leave plastic bags, like a trail of plastic bags through where we've been. Like that would be a giveaway. Yeah, so I have no clue.
Giveaway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
So I have no clue. I guess it would be A.
Yeah. There's still a lot of questions. We're gonna have to skip some.
Okay.
Because
I feel even less prepared for the zombies than I did at the beginning. Because I know now what I don't know.
Which is nothing. We still know that we know nothing.
Exactly, but there's more that I know nothing about than I thought.
Yeah.
I was just worried about water, and now there's like food and going to the bathroom and weapons, and it's just a lot.
It is a lot. What is one risk you would anticipate if nuclear war becomes a reality? A cloud of soot could muffle the atmosphere and create a nuclear winter in which crops would fail and we would starve. Poisoning from radiation would spread far beyond the bomb sites and the effects would be prolonged. God's wrath would be poured out in full. We could be instantly incinerated.
Honestly, all four. Is there any all of the above? That all sounds likely.
I agree. Okay, we're getting a little dark now. Okay.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a bad one. That was
rough.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Oh my. There we go. No, it's okay. What would you do if you realized your best friend or family member intended to steal the last of your fuel? Oh. Do what I have to do to defend myself, even if it means harming them.
No.
Plead with them to share what we have. Pray that the Lord will bring them justice. Okay, that's still even dark for that one. And try to steal it back. I'd plead with them.
Yeah, B. Yeah, I don't like C and D was like, no. And A was just killing them, so no.
Do I have to do to defend myself?
Yeah, kill them for your fuel and then steal it back. No. Let's go.
And it's just gonna go back and forth if you keep
until someone uses it, and it's gonna end up being you guys sharing it. Like I have it for a little bit and I used it. You had it for a little bit and you used some. Yeah. So it's just sharing at that point with more steps.
Yeah, just share.
Yeah.
Played with them to share.
Yeah.
All right. Let's call it quits on that. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, that took a dip. That definitely took a dip.
Definitely took a dip. All in all, we are not very prepared.
No. We knew that at the beginning and it's been confirmed.
It is.
So by many tests.
Yes, exactly. But again, this is all just for fun. Just mess around to see if something crazy like that would happen. If we were in a zombie movie show, how good would we do? Probably not so great.
I would still think bad. Yeah, poorly. Because even in a movie, I would do poorly. No qualms about that. I don't expect it happening anytime soon. So that's why I feel like I've put this off and out of my life.
Yeah,
Um,
no, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. All right. Moving on to the bright stories of the week.
will pick me up after that.
We'll pick me up after that. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have one. Just a little something relating to, as I mentioned earlier, with the whole situation in Texas. I actually have a friend who is down in Texas and was without power for the whole week, basically. And I pretty much was just every day reaching out to him just to see, how things are. Did he have power back yet? How's him, his wife, his young son doing? Just checking in on him, basically, just to see, how's everything. You guys staying sane? How you doing? Everything, anything changed? Getting better? Doing all right? So just checking it, and it's just a simple thing. Just wanted to make sure that he knew that I cared, and I just wanted to basically hear from him, knowing that he was still okay, still here, still doing all right. So just something simple like that. Just again, with out of something not so great can come something good, and it just able to show my care and concern for somebody who I know is in a not so great situation. And I'm sure he appreciated somebody knowing that somebody was concerned and cared enough to just. It wasn't huge. It was just a hey, update on the day. How's everything today? And it's just
like,
knowing.
Yeah, like I said, that like positivity, that we're talking about here, that had to brighten his day, just to have someone text him and think about him. So yeah, I'm sure that would, because we all like feeling like we've been thought about randomly or sporadically. So yeah.
Yep.
Good job.
Absolutely. Thanks. And then another one that I got submitted from a viewer. Gentleman was in the grocery store before all the storm stuff happened, and as you can imagine, there was just a ton of people at the grocery store. He said that lines were just backed up like almost halfway around the store. It was crazy. Self checkout line was just.
Is this here in Texas?
Endless. It was another state.
Okay.
Not here, but basically what happened was that he was waiting in line, just kind of minding his own business, and he said he was just looking around and he saw this little kid that was just kind of like looked a little confused, and he just kind of was. He said he was like doing double takes, like looking in the aisle and looking out of the aisle and looking back and what looked like his mother, and so he was just like looking back and like looking around and just looked confused.
Mhm.
And eventually he just kind of like left the aisle and started running around another aisle and just, you can kind of tell something was up. And eventually this guy said that he saw the mother just immediately realized that her son was gone. You just instantly see the panic on her face.
Mhm.
And so the person that, the viewer that submitted this was like, he just kind of ended up getting the two people back together, find the son and the mother back together, and you can instantly just see the relief and the joy on the mother's face.
Yeah.
Even though she's wearing a mask and everything, you could just
Yep.
see the instant relief and just joy and just oh, thank goodness, that she found her son and everything was okay. And so it was a good thing. It was just a happy moment. And it brightened this person's day and brightened the mother's day as well. Just being able to just reunite people in what could have been a scary situation.
Yeah.
In a very crowded grocery store. Just scary situation turned good. So
Yeah, and I love like you said, even with the masks on, I think we've gotten so good at
still
like,
reading people
with just their eyes,
Yeah.
and so I love that. I love that story too. Like, busy store. I would always run away from my mom when I was younger. In the store, I would always do that. So I'm sure plenty of other strangers, such as your viewer, had to help reunite us. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Absolutely.
My story is my mom had surgery on her foot like 8 months ago, and she's good. Everything went well, thankfully, with the whole surgery. She's in one of those little plastic boots. that she has to wear during the day when she's walking, and she can drive and whatnot. She has to go to physical therapy twice a week. And my dad works early in the morning till late at night, so she has to, go herself.
Right.
And with all the snow we've been having, my dad's been trying to like really make sure that everything's shoveled and cleared for her to get to her car. And they've had some issues with the dog. Like I said, they were out of like pet friendly salt for the ground. So like real like salt and sodium and calcium that they use is like bad on the dog's paws. So my parents are really aware of this, and they were out of pet friendly stuff. So my dad spent he went into work late and everything the one day trying to like scrape a bunch of the ice off of the sidewalk for my mom. And I ended up going to check on her later that night. And I said, wow, like your sidewalks look the best in the block here.
Yeah.
Like what's going on? She's like, well, I had physical therapy this morning. Your dad, was out there trying to clear the sidewalks. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought everyone was like kind of out of ice and everything. She's like, we don't have any salt or anything for the calcium or anything at all. She's like, he spent so long just shoveling the ice so that she could get down comfortably and safely, because she has to go. She's by herself because I'm working and he's working.
Right.
And that was just kind of like touching. They've been married for 40, they've been together for more than 40 years.
Yeah.
And just to see kind of like that love and care that long into a relationship is always, uplifting and nice to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Just doing what you can to still take care of people that you love.
Yeah.
Spending a couple hours chopping away at ice. That's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. And like you mentioned before, we're in apartment complexes. So like I'm blessed with like the people that plow the drive, like the parking lots,
Right.
and the people that shovel the sidewalks. And I'm so happy that I don't have to do that. But yeah, so, props to Dad for going out of his way to deal with that.
Props to you, Dad. Yeah.
Right.
No, that's awesome. Absolutely.
And anyone else who is shoveling snow all week.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week for snow. So
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. The entire country. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. All right. Very good. Props to you, Dad. Thank you for sharing, Angela.
yeah.
And so that's about it then. That's about it. That wraps it up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our fun conversation on the snow and the zombie apocalypse and everything. And again, it was just all in fun. Nothing to worry about, but it just brought it up with the way everything was this whole week, with everybody getting hammered with snow, and just was something we thought would be fun to kind of talk about and have some fun with. So thank you so much, Angela, for joining me. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me. I had fun. Anytime I'll come back, we can chat about other things that we're unprepared or uninformed about.
Right.
So yeah, I'm definitely open to that. So,
Awesome. Sounds great.
What's in store. Thank you.
Absolutely. You bet. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Be sure to check out us, so Bright Connections on social media, Instagram, Twitter, follow us on all those. If you watch on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, share as much as you can. Try to keep spreading the news, keep spreading the brightness to everyone we can. And otherwise, that's about it. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Make it a bright one. Go out and do something nice for somebody. Appreciate somebody, for doing something nice for you. Just remember the little things. Remember the little things and take them to heart. And otherwise, have a wonderful week. And we'll catch you next time, guys.